Now we have this layer here, which is some extra skin. We're going to add this to the cleanup by hitting Command E, which brings us down to cleanup. It puts it flattens, doesn't flatten the whole image. It just takes the image that the layer that I'm at, and it combines it with the one underneath. The next thing I want to deal with now is some of the facial hair, like around the lips, and then I want to deal with this stuff around the eyes. So let's start with the facial hair. This doesn't bother me too much because it is an editorial and it's not an advertisement. What does bother me is this hair here and this hair here. So again, we're going to use the stamp tool, but this is how we're going to do it. We're going to make a new layer. And let's try this. Let's try putting this in darken mode. And the idea behind darken mode is that we only want to affect the pixels that are lighter. So whatever goes on here is going to affect pixels that are lighter than the surrounding area. Here we go. I highly recommend you look into the tutorials on the layer modes that are on the site, or at least refer to the Photoshop manual because they're really important to know. So for darken mode here, I'm going to call this nose hair, just because we can. It's in darken mode, and now when I stamp here at a flow of 10%, notice how it's not affecting the darker pixels. It's saying, okay, whatever I am stamping on this layer, only the darkest pixels will show up. Anything lighter than what I'm stamping onto this layer will be hidden. That's the meat and potatoes of it. Make a smaller brush. Get in here. See how it kind of cleans this up? And it's only applying darker. So it'll only affect what's darker than what's underneath it. It doesn't have to be perfect because, again, this is not an advertisement. It's more of an editorial. Click. I'm making broad strokes at 10%. Making a smaller brush in here. It's coming through here. Let's put this at 20% so we get a little more effect. Select. Select. There we go. Select. Nice. Cool. Now what I can do is make another layer above this and keep this regular. Just so I know, because I'm going to combine all these in a second. And now I can stamp a larger brush at 10% and blend them all in. This is in normal mode. This is on top of my darker layer. Let's hide these things. Select. Select. I'm blending these all in because I want them to be blended in. I don't want them to look like hair. And this is how we get rid of facial hair. As I said before, there's a million ways to do the same thing in Photoshop. This is just the way that, I like this transition over here, I'm choosing to do this. There's no right or wrong way. It all depends on how the image is going to look. We don't want this image to look retouched. We want her to look natural. And in my professional opinion, she looks pretty natural. Clean up some of this. All right, now let's go down to lips. Let's go back to our nose hair, which is in darken mode. Okay, and let's select here as a reference point. I'm taking broader strokes. Nice broad strokes. I'm only affecting the pixels underneath this image that are lighter than my clone source, because this is a preliminary. But you can see there's still plenty of hair. Make a bigger brush. See how it's starting to blend it in a little bit more? Not bad, right? It's not perfect, but it's not bad. Now I'm going to go to the regular layer. And bring everything in. Smaller brush to make these lips nice and accurate. And we've gotten that taken care of. Come down here, kind of smooth these out, and we're still on the regular layer. I'm just cloning at 10%, as you can see. Making subtle moves. And the reason why it looks the way it does is because I'm zoomed in very close. Closer than your eye would normally see it. Just going around the lips and making sure that all the hairs, make a bigger one. We have a group of hairs over here. Let's change the flow to 5%. Just do like circular movements around here. Spotting around the image, looking around. Not bad. The only thing I see here, I want to blend this in a little bit more. On the regular layer still. So, let's take these. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all these layers with the background and comp them because I actually like it. It's still non-destructive because here's the original image. I can always go back to the original image. Now what I want to do here is, because this looks a little soft compared to the rest of it, I'm going to make a new layer and try something. I'm going to go to my patch tool and grab this area right over here. Just try and patch it in to get a little texture. So it looks like it's real. Nice. Not a bad job. Everything else looks pretty nice. Boom. Not bad. We can even go in here and to clean up a little bit at 5% flow. And she looks good. There. Nice job. Pretty natural.